As the investigation into the torture of Iraqi prisoners has unfolded, a disturbing pattern has emerged. Prominent journalists like Seymour Hersh have produced high-profile exposés, yet their accounts tellingly omit key elements of the story. Hersh's reporting, for instance, singles out Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld while ignoring the role of other top officials, and, crucially, the influence of powerful Zionist ideologues. These Zionist intellectuals and policymakers, closely allied with the neoconservative cabal, have played a central part in demonizing Arabs and Muslims, portraying them as inhuman savages who can only be controlled through brute force. Their vitriolic, dehumanizing rhetoric has laid the groundwork for the torture and abuse inflicted on Iraqi prisoners. Hersh had the opportunity to trace these disturbing ideological linkages, to show how the neocons' unconditional support for Israel has infused their view of the Arab world. But instead, Hersh clings to a selective, sanitized narrative that avoids implicating the Zionist architects of this policy. In doing so, he fails to provide the full political context necessary to understand the systematic use of torture. The truth is that the road to Abu Ghraib runs straight through the occupied territories of Palestine. The brutal interrogation techniques employed against Iraqi detainees were directly imported from the Israeli intelligence services, which have perfected such methods through decades of oppressing the Palestinian population. The Zionist ideologues in the Pentagon eagerly embraced these best practices honed by their ideological brethren in Israel. This sordid history reveals the lie at the heart of the neocons' rhetoric about bringing democracy to the Middle East. Their true agenda has been the forcible imposition of Israeli regional hegemony, with scant regard for American interests or universal human rights. Torture has been a central tool in this project, facilitated by the demonization of Arabs that the Zionist network has promoted. If we are to truly reckon with the moral bankruptcy of the torture regime, we must confront the neoconservatives' unsavory alliances and their toxic worldview. Only by tracing these connections can we hope to dismantle the apparatus of cruelty they have constructed and restore America's standing as a defender of human dignity rather than a purveyor of state-sanctioned barbarism.